Adam Pearce just made an announcement that has left millions of WWE fans around the world in absolute devastation. The entire WWE family, from superstars to legends, from backstage crew to front office executives, everyone is mourning right now. And when you hear what happened, you'll understand why social media exploded within minutes of this heartbreaking news breaking. I'm talking about tears. I'm talking about tributes pouring in from every corner of the wrestling world. I'm talking about a loss so profound that it's left even the toughest wrestlers breaking down in emotion. But here's what's making fans furious right now, and I need you to stick with me because this gets even more controversial as we dig deeper. Some people are saying WWE could have prevented this. Others are pointing fingers at specific individuals. And the comment section across every wrestling platform has turned into an absolute war zone. Before we get into the full story, I need you to ask yourself, how well do you really know what goes on behind the curtain in WWE? Because what you're about to discover will change everything you thought you knew about the wrestling business. Let's dive in. The announcement. Just hours ago, WWE's Raw general manager Adam Pearce stepped in front of the cameras with an expression that immediately told the WWE universe something was catastrophically wrong. Now, we've seen Adam Pearce make countless announcements over the years. We've seen him book matches, settle disputes, and handle even the most volatile superstars with professional composure. But this was different. You could see it in his eyes. You could hear it in the tremor of his voice. This wasn't just another business announcement. This was personal. And here's where it gets absolutely heartbreaking, folks. The wrestling industry has lost one of its most beloved figures, someone who worked tirelessly behind the scenes, someone whose contributions shaped the very entertainment we consume every single week, someone whose dedication to the business was absolutely unmatched. But here's what has the WWE universe divided right now. And I want you to sound off in the comments below. Was this tragedy something that could have been avoided? Should WWE have done more? And why are certain names being dragged through the mud on social media right now with accusations flying left and right? Because let me tell you something. When Adam Pearce made this announcement, he didn't just share the news. He broke down. He showed emotion that we rarely see from someone in his position. And that vulnerability, that realness, it hit different. It hit hard. Superstars immediately took to social media. Roman Reigns, who rarely shows emotion publicly, posted a tribute. Seth Rollins shared a lengthy statement about the impact this individual had on his career. Even legends like The Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin, people who've seen it all in this business, came forward with their own heartfelt messages. The wrestling community hasn't been this united in grief since losses that I don't even want to mention because they still hurt to this day. Who we lost. Now, before we continue, I need to address something that's absolutely infuriating fans right now. Within minutes of this announcement, certain wrestling journalists, and I'm using that term very loosely here, started posting clickbait articles with incomplete information. They started speculating. They started creating narratives without facts. And that, my friends, is what has turned social media into a battlefield right now. So let's set the record straight with the actual facts. The individual we lost was instrumental in WWE production, someone who worked behind the scenes for over 20 decades. This person was responsible for some of the most iconic moments in WWE history. Think about your favorite WrestleMania entrances. Think about those perfectly timed pyrotechnics during Stone Cold's glass-shattering entrance. Think about the lighting, the camera angles, the production value that makes WWE the global entertainment powerhouse it is today. This person was there, behind every single moment. But here's what makes this loss even more tragic, and this is where I need you to really pay attention, because mainstream media is not covering this angle. According to multiple sources close to the situation, this individual had been dealing with serious health issues for months. Months, people. And the question that's tearing through the WWE universe right now is this. Did WWE provide adequate support? Did they offer the resources necessary for someone who had given decades to the company? And before you jump into the comments calling me a WWE hater, I'm not. I'm a fan just like you. but I'm also someone who believes in accountability. I believe that when you work for a company for 20+ years, that company should have your back when you need them most. Some former WWE employees have come forward, anonymously of course, because they fear retribution, claiming that the backstage culture has changed dramatically over the years. They say that the corporate restructuring, the budget cuts, the constant do more with less mentality has taken a toll on the people who make the magic happen behind the curtain. Is that fair? Is that the full picture? Maybe not, but it's a conversation that needs to happen. Segment 3, the industry response, 7 to 10:30. The response from the wrestling industry has been overwhelming. AEW President Tony Khan released a statement, offering condolences and praising the individual's contributions to professional wrestling as a whole. Not just WWE, but the entire industry. That's class. That's respect transcending company loyalty. Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, even independent promotions across the country held moments of silence at their shows. The wrestling world, despite all its politics, all its competition, all its backstage drama, came together in this moment of grief. But here's where things get controversial, and I know this is going to blow up the comment section. Several current WWE superstars have allegedly expressed frustration, privately of course, about how this situation was handled. They're questioning why it took this tragedy for conversations about backstage working conditions to finally surface. They're asking why mental health resources aren't more readily available. They're wondering if the corporate machine has become so focused on quarterly earnings and stock prices that it's forgotten about the people who actually create the product. Now, WWE released an official statement saying they provided full support and resources to the individual and their family. They emphasized their commitment to employee wellness and their comprehensive health programs. And I want to be clear, I'm not here to dispute that statement. WWE has made significant strides in areas like mental health awareness and support, especially after past tragedies. But perception matters. And right now, the perception among a vocal portion of the fan base is that more could have been done. Is that perception accurate? That's not for me to decide. That's for WWE to address transparently. And that's for you to form your own opinion about after hearing all the facts. The bigger picture. Let's zoom out for a moment and talk about something that doesn't get discussed enough: the toll of working in professional wrestling. We see the superstars. We see them perform incredible athletic feats. We see them travel 300 days a year. We understand, at least to some degree, the physical and mental demands placed on in-ring talent. But what about everyone else? What about the camera operators who work the same grueling schedule? What about the production crew who set up and tear down equipment in different cities night after night? What about the writers, the agents, the coordinators, the technicians, all the people whose names we'll never know but whose work we enjoy every single week? These are the unsung heroes of professional wrestling. And when we lose one of them, it should serve as a wake-up call for the entire industry. Here's a statistic that should shock you. The average burnout rate in live event production is significantly higher than most other industries. The constant travel, irregular sleep schedules, time away from family, and high-pressure environment create a perfect storm for physical and mental health issues. And wrestling? Wrestling takes that pressure and multiplies it. Because in wrestling, there are no off-seasons. There's no downtime. The machine keeps running 52 weeks a year, and the people who keep that machine running are often overlooked until something tragic happens. Is that WWE's fault specifically? Not entirely. This is an industry-wide issue, but WWE, as the largest wrestling company in the world, has a responsibility to lead by example. They have the resources, the platform, and the influence to set standards that other promotions will follow. The question is, will they? Adam Pearce's emotional address. Let's circle back to Adam Pearce's announcement, because there's something incredibly powerful about how he delivered this news. Adam Pearce is a veteran of this business. He's a former multiple-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, he's wrestled around the world, he's seen the highs and lows of professional wrestling. And in his current role as Raw General Manager, he's become the face of WWE's on-screen authority. But when he stepped in front of those cameras, he wasn't playing a character. This wasn't a storyline. This was raw, unfiltered emotion from someone who genuinely cared about the person we lost. He spoke about memories working together. He spoke about the dedication and passion this individual brought to their work every single day. He spoke about the legacy that will continue to live on through every show, every match, every moment that WWE produces going forward. And then his voice cracked. And in that moment, we saw Adam Pearce not as the authority figure, but a human being grieving the loss of a friend and colleague. That is what resonated with fans. That is why the response has been so emotional. Because in an era where everything in wrestling feels scripted and calculated, this moment of genuine humanity reminded us that these are real people dealing with real emotions. Social media erupted with support for Adam Pearce. Fans praised him for his composure despite the obvious pain. Wrestlers past and present thanked him for honoring their colleague with such dignity and respect. But here's where we need to address the elephant in the room. And this is going to upset some people, but it needs to be said. Some fans online started speculating about the cause of death. They started creating theories. They started pointing fingers at specific individuals or departments within WWE. And that, my friends, is absolutely